Best Irish music on irishradio.org with Jerry Byrne.
I'm Jerry Byrne, Irish Radio it is. Now, since the advent of COVID and all the rest of it and the lockdowns and everything else, I've been speaking to the great and the good of Irish entertainment. And certainly I've got one of the great and the good gentleman who is, first of all, internationally renowned as an incredible songwriter. He's also a singer and also a manager of probably one of Ireland's most successful musical acts, Nathan Carter. I'm delighted to say hello to the one and only John Farry. John, how are you?
Good evening, Jerry. I'm delighted to be on the show, and thanks for having me.
A real pleasure, John, a real pleasure. Listen, the first thing is about yourself. You're best known probably as I know you're a singer and performer as well, but you're better known really as a songwriter. I mean, you have written an incredible amount of astounding successful songs.
Thanks, Jerry. I've been in the songwriting game a long time, I guess, probably upwards on 30 years now at this point in time, unbelievably. And I suppose I've maybe 250 songs in my catalogue at the minute, I would imagine, in one form or another type of thing. So yeah, it's something I love to do, and I suppose it's done okay over the years type of thing. So yeah, it's a hobby of mine that has turned into an occupation, really. So I suppose that's a pretty good thing.
Indeed so. I mean, a gentleman, possibly the first major artist to record your songs was Daniel O'Donnell.
Yes, Jerry. Daniel O'Donnell was the first person to record any of my songs, and actually, Daniel being interested in my songs was a major sort of an incentive for me to continue songwriting. He actually recorded a song called Loch Melvin's Rocky Shores, which is one of my first ever songs about my own home area in Fermanagh here, Garrison. And it was after that he recorded songs like Summertime in Ireland, which actually went to number one in Ireland at the time, which was a pretty big deal for me. And it gave me lots of incentive. And throughout the years then, I think I've maybe 14 or 15 songs with Daniel through the years, the most recent one of those being Mother's Birthday song a few years back there type of thing. So Daniel's been good to me, and as I say, at the time Daniel was and remains of course to be a huge artist, and that was great, and it's great to be associated with an artist of that caliber, So happy days.
Indeed. So now, as well as that, I mean, numerous other people have recorded your songs, along the way, and I mean, you have written just so many incredible songs, and songs. I mean, one of the songs like that, Loch Melvin's Rocky Shore. I mean, you also had a hit yourself. Actually, it was recorded, I know, after by other people, of the story of the auctioneer.
Yeah, that was a funny one actually. I live quite out in the country here, and there was a couple of characters in that storyline of that song. It was a mixture of a few local characters type of thing. One of them being an auctioneer who was, as Charlie High used to be known as, he was the original couture, type of thing, and it was a mixture of that, and then there was another couple of local people as well whose the story fitted around type of thing. So it was a kind of a funny story that a lot of the farming community seemed to relate to, and it's amazing how many people still mention that song to me. And it's been quite a few years now. I think Seamus Moore recorded a version of it as well, as I remember.
He did, yes, he did.
And it was a kind of a funny story song type of thing. I keep talking to Mick Foster. Mick intends recording it at some stage in the future as well. It'll be his type of song, but it's a fun song, and it's a good old story to it,
Indeed, great one. I mean, other tracks which you written, I mean, was my Lady from Glenfarne, absolutely huge.
Yeah, way back, indeed, Jerry. Way back. I live quite close to Glenfarne Ballroom. I live just across the border, about 8 miles away. And of course, like everyone else, I would have been very aware of the social impact of such a venue in this region. A lot of couples met and fell in love and all that sort of stuff and in that particular venue, and of course it was a dancing mecca for the bands, and indeed in latter years Nathan played it a few times as well, type of thing. But Lady from Glenfarne was basically a love story about a couple meeting and falling in love at the ballroom, and yeah, it done well. And I think Brendan Quinn recorded a version of it at one stage as well, and
Yes.
I believe Larry Cunningham also recorded a waltz version of it,
Yes. Yeah.
which is kind of cool as well, you know.
Indeed, yeah.
So
There's
yeah,
several people recorded it. I mean, that many of the songs, many of the songs which you wrote. I'm just picking. These are only a couple at random, to be honest. I'm just picking. I mean, another huge one Daniel had, which is one of his biggest hits from back then, was "Summertime in Ireland."
yes, Summertime in Ireland. I think in 1987 was a number one in Ireland, and it was on an album then that done really well. Actually, in England as well, I picked up some airplay on BBC Radio 2, etc. So yeah, Summertime in Ireland. I must have written that during a very good year, because I think it's been kind of raining since, to be honest. You know, so, so yeah, it turned out well, and it probably is getting around to the time now where maybe somebody else could consider recording it, which would be good, you know.
Indeed,
But yeah,
indeed. So you know,
yeah, 1987. God, it's a long time ago when you think about it, isn't it?
it is, mind you. Yes, but that was. I mean, that was one of the songs that from back then, in 1987, that helped Daniel on the journey of the incredible international success which he's had.
Yeah, well, look at, I suppose. I mean, he was climbing the ladder in any case, and hopefully it done him no harm along the way, type of thing. I was very proud and happy to be associated with an artist of that caliber, and just only delighted, and I still have a great relationship with Daniel and send him songs occasionally as well, you know. So no, he's an enduring artist for sure, you know.
Now, you also, as well as the songwriting and all of that, you're also, a singer and musician. You played with a band back in the day called Toledo, later on renamed Amarillo.
Yeah, that was just a little four-piece wedding band type of thing, you know, that we had going at the time. Myself and my brother and a few local musicians as well. You know, it was a fun thing to do, and sure, we thought we were great, but we probably weren't. You know,
Well,
it was, but it's all about enjoying it. And, yeah, and sort of after that period, then I went out on my own as a solo artist type of thing, and it was a way to, you know, I got more and more into the songwriting, and I used to end up doing maybe sort of, you know, maybe 10 or 12 of my own songs every night type of thing, and then more and more type of thing, you know. So yeah, being a solo act kind of lent itself more to that, if you know what I mean.
yes, indeed, and
But yeah, the band thing was great, and you know, it's still good fun to sing occasionally with the band type of thing whenever you can, you know.
right, yes, indeed, and you also played with another gentleman who's also a songwriter, native of Belcoo, Eugene Cunningham.
Yes, indeed. Eugene was in one or other of those bands, yeah, and perhaps Amarillo at some stage. Yeah, Eugene and I would have soldiered together in the trenches for sure. And then he went on to bigger and better things at the time. Eugene went on to play with John Hogan, and who was an emerging act at the time, and I think maybe Jimmy Buckley then, and. Now he's back. He's back doing solo gigs as well. Now he's back doing the solo circuit again, and a great songwriter, Eugene. So yeah, and good crack to be around as well. To be honest, a good guy.
Yes, one of the good guys of the entertainment. But then you went on, and you ended up right to this day managing probably one of the most successful acts coming out of Ireland over this past few years, Nathan Carter. How did that come about?
Yeah, well, I'm proud to say that I discovered Nathan Carter. Actually, it was in the month of April 2009. I'm pretty sure it was, or was it May? Perhaps it was May. I can't remember exactly. April or May 2009. I was on the bill of a concert in the Gateway Hotel in Swinford, Donegal, and there was myself, Gene Stewart, Seamus McGee, and Louise Morrissey, and this name Nathan Carter, who I'd never heard of. And he just blew everybody away that night. The backing band was Ryan Turner, great backing band. And I had a new album out at the time, Mother's Birthday Song album, actually. And it was getting some good play on Highland Radio. And as a result, I got a call to be on the bill. So I went down basically, and it was great to get playing with the band when you were used to being a solo act for so long. So hung around, and I got to hear this young fella who was simply excellent, to be honest with you. He was a young, thin fella, and the voice was really off the scale completely in terms of, how could a young lad like this have a voice like that, So we got talking after and hit up a bit of an instant friendship, and I'm happy to say that to this day that friendship remains, and we've obviously business partners as well. And through the years, we've soldiered together and built his career to where it is today. So, and we've started to write songs together over the past number of years, and have a reasonable degree of success with that. So, very happy with all of that type of thing. But that's just a new area for me, basically. And I suppose the one casualty of that area is that I wasn't able to. Of that era, wasn't that I was no longer able to gig myself, insofar as it was so busy on the bigger scene, as it were,
Indeed, yes.
Well, it's been a lot. It's been a lot of fun and a lot of miles and a small bit of heartache now and then. But I wouldn't change it for the world. It's been a great ride.
Indeed. So I mean, it's he has attained astounding success. It's been you've been quite meteoric, the success and the crowds and and everything which has come with it.
Yeah, and importantly, has remained a very level-headed guy all along the way, and a brilliant guy to work with, and massively driven, hugely talented. The girls love him, and where the girls are, the fellas are going to be there too, and that was that was a key part of it as well, in the dancing era type of thing. And then we moved on from the dancing era to the concert scene. And I know we'd bump into yourself over there occasionally when we're doing the concert scene over there type of thing. When there was a scene to play,
yes,
a different story now at the moment. But obviously, we're talking historically here at the moment. But it's been great, and please God, it will be again whenever things are normal or semi-normal, at least,
Indeed. So it's been an astounding stop. I mean, when COVID struck in March, and the lockdowns came, I mean, literally every single performer in the entire world was basically out of work, and then that went from literally the top to the bottom. It included musicals, actors in theatre, and everybody associated with all of that.
At every level, Jerry, right from the guy playing in the corner in the pub, and I was that guy for a long time, and I respect every musician at every level, right to the guy playing in the orchestra, on the biggest act, Snow Patrol, all that sort of stuff. Nobody could work anymore. It was like a footballer, somebody digging up the football pitch on him, and kicking the ball away. So it's that frustrating, really, for the people in our business at the moment. It's really terrible at every level, and sadly, at the moment, I don't see any major light at the end of the tunnel. But we all remain hopeful of a vaccine or whatever type of thing. I think that's going to be the main game changer, to be honest. There's
indeed
so much of it around at the moment, But listen, all we can do is live in hope and continue to make good music and hold on to our fan base and re-emerge from the ashes and try and build it all again.
Indeed, that is that is the thing. And ironically enough, Nathan was actually supposed to be doing a drive-in concert, and unfortunately it's even been a casualty.
Yes, it's one of the latest casualties there. We had a sold-out show actually in Ballymena, County Antrim. It was a 400 capacity. I'm sure we had two shows lined up, and due to the announced yesterday the new COVID regulations, That's no longer going ahead. So it's frustrating. But look, it's I suppose it pales into insignificance in many ways in terms of the overall health scare. I think the main thing is everybody has to keep healthy until this terrible thing hopefully blows by or dissipates in some way or other and we get back to something resembling normality.
Indeed,
It's a nuisance for sure.
Indeed, that's for sure. Well, the one positive thing, John, about it is that every pandemic that has ever been in the world, it has come and it's also went. And I don't think we've ever been in history more able or have had more people in science working on a vaccine for it. So, we're pretty well placed for hopefully getting rid of it.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't really read up into that aspect of things. I understand the last major catastrophe of this nature was the Spanish flu back in the early, a long time ago there, around the 1900s, I think. And I suppose you're right in that the doctor care situation would have been a lot different and more basic then. That being said, the vaccine that they're all seeking to get at the minute seems to be pretty elusive at the minute. It takes a long time, I guess, to road test these things to make sure that they're safe for everybody to use en masse, as it were. So it's taken its time, but I suppose we do all live in hope that it's going to roll out sooner rather than later. But so we can get back to something like a normal life. But
indeed,
I guess that's for guys with a bigger outlook on the thing than we currently have, but let's see what happens, I suppose.
Indeed, indeed, that's all. That's all we can look at, and fingers crossed that it will, and fingers crossed indeed that it can be got back under control, because it's sort of running rampant a little bit at the moment, but. All we can do, John, is live in hope. And your Nathan, I believe, is taking out a new album shortly.
Yes, at the moment we're keeping very busy putting together the tracks for a new album, which will pretty much mark the last 10 years of his career, and will include some brand new material also. And we're just currently putting the final touches to some brand new songs that we've written together, and it will include the recent single Sarah Jane, which has been doing great, thankfully, and. We're hoping the album is going to be out around the beginning of November, all being well. We're just working on artwork and a few little bits of audio getting sorted at the moment. So yeah, exciting time. It's always great to bring out a new album, and unfortunately we won't have festival, we won't have shows to play it at, but it'll be on sale online from all possible outlets, through our own online and through Sharp Music as well, and obviously the other outlets like Spotify and so forth.
Excellent stuff, and irishmusic.co.uk also.
Absolutely, yeah, of course, yeah.
Lovely. John, listen, it's been great catching up with you. To yourself, indeed, passing out our best wishes to Nathan also, and to your family. Listen, stay safe and stay well. It's lovely to chat to you again.
No bother, Jerry. And listen, and I really appreciate you having me on air. It's always good to have the chat, and you're a great supporter of everything Irish and all our music. So we owe you a great debt of gratitude. And listen, keep safe yourself, and make sure that all your listeners do also. We will all come out of this. It's going to take some time. It's very important to stay healthy. It's a major inconvenience to everybody at the moment. It's probably not going to be great for Christmas and all that sort of stuff, but look, we have to look beyond all that type of thing. So thanks again, Jerry, for having me, and we'll get you the new Nathan album as soon as it's available.